we created the home page, we created the About Us page, and now let's go and create the services page. So we need to have something like this. So it is pretty simple. Let's go to the text editor and let's create services HTML. And also let's create here services.css. Here I will grab the code from about.html and I will copy it here, and I will change some elements. So I need the header. Here I will change services, and here services. Great. So I need this, and also here I will change services. Then I will delete this. I don't need this. So, and also I don't need this section and this section. Great. Great. So we have the header, we have this section, so we need this one. So this section is made of an h2, and we have a container for these elements, and we have a container for this element, a container for this element, and a container for this element. So let's see how we can do it. Here I will click on inspect, and let's resize here. Great. So on mobile devices we need to have something that looks like this. So here I will create a section with an ID of services. So here an h2, the bust great, and here services container, and let's create a container for each service, and it has an h2, maybe an h3. For this one is then a paragraph, then a call to action. Great. So let's copy here. So for the second one, it will be concept design, concept and documentation. Great. So the HTML file is pretty simple. We just finished with the HTML markup, and now let's go and see the CSS code. So here I will grab the CSS file here, and I will go to about, and I will copy all the code. Then here I will remove what I don't need. So from here, so I will grab this. Maybe I will go here. I will keep the call to action. Then let's remove this and this. Great. Also from here, let's remove this and this. So great. We have the page that is almost ready. Here I will grab the class here and I will give it to the services. Great. So let's see what we need here. So here let's target the services section. Let's give it a background color, this color, and also a white color. Great. Text align center. Great. Let's have some space here. Great. Now let's target the services H3 padding 20 pixels. Maybe let's start off with the H2. Great. Let's give it a bigger font size, maybe 1.3 m, 0.5. Great. And now let's move to the services. Service, or maybe just service here. Margin 20 pixels. I will give it a border so we can see it. Solid and black. So it is here. Great. So on mobile devices we need to have a one column layout. Great. Then service H3 padding 10 pixels. Great. And the same thing, service P. Great. And here we need to give them a background. So I will give a class of 1 here, 2 and 3. Service 1 background image, then this one, two, 3. Great. Now we will give them background size of cover. Great. And also we need to use here, you can see that the image is a little bit black. That's because I am using a linear gradient with the image, and this is possible. So you can do something like this. Linear gradient, sorry for this, linear gradient, and here you add a comma. So for example, I can do from red to the black color, and we can have something that looks like this. Well, yes, so it is here. We can instead here we will use a black color with an opacity of maybe 0.5, RGBA 000.7. Great. So let's grab this linear gradient from here, and I will add it here and here. And great. We also need to give it a bigger font size, so I will go here, service H3, maybe it is too big, 1.4, and here I will add a padding. Great. And let's add a border bottom. Great. Font weight. Now let's move to the call to action. Call to action. I will give it a width of 100%. Or maybe for this element, I will remove the code from here and I will create a new code for the call to action. So great, call to action. I'll give it a width of background color. We can see it. Maybe let's choose this color. So it is here. Great. Then let's move to the call to action anchor. Text, decoration, none, color white, and background color. Let's grab it from here. Display inline block, and we will give it a width of 100%. Great. I will remove from here the background and I will give it padding 10 pixels. $15. Great. And margin then 15 pixels. Maybe margin top and bottom 15 and 0 for the left and right. Great. Also here I will give it a border radius of maybe 20 pixels, 0 pixels. So we will have something like this. Maybe if you try a bigger value. Great. And also let's Great. Let's give a hover effect to the button. So call to action when it is being hovered. We will give it a background color of white and this color for the text color. And now it looks like this. Great. Let's also add a smooth transition. We can do background color. Let's give it a duration. Then for the color, we can give it the same duration, or we can use the keyword all and we give it the same duration here. And now we have a smooth transition. Great. Now let's move to the tablet version. We need to have something that looks like this. So we have this element that has a width of 100%, and we have these two elements. So let's go and see how we can have something like this. Here I will go to the media query and let's target services. Let's make them float left, and we will give them a width maybe of 40%. Here, maybe, yeah. So great. Then we will do some clear fix. We will target the container, services container, after content, both, display, block, clear, both. So this is really weird. Services, the class of services container. Content. Great. And here we will target the first one, service one, and we will give it a width of 100%. Great. Margin of 0, then we will fix it. Great. And here for the services container, we will give it a max width of 700 pixels and a margin of auto, so it will be centered. Great. So here I can notice that I forgot to remove the border. So I will go to the service and I will remove the border from here. Great. And now let's move to these two elements and let's give 45 here. I will margin 0. Maybe for the top and the bottom 10 pixels, maybe not 30 pixels. Well, 30 pixels is too much. 20. Great. And for the left and right, 0. Great. Then let's target the second one. And I will give it a margin left of 20 pixels. Margin right, I'm sorry. Margin right. Great. Then let's increase the width. So we will try values here until we find the right value. Well, this is too much. Great. And also here, let's give it a bigger padding. Great. So we also need to add the code for the footer. I will grab this from here for the footer. And now our page is responsive. Great.